Alrighty, I'm gonna talk City. Let's go.
How can you get it back? Drop off and get it back, Aaron.
Let's go. Alright, what went on here? Alright, so this is what I've said previously in other videos. We have to make angles, so we're a flat line. So Harry, it's either you're pushing forward and you're wanting to get it in behind, or you're dropping off deep and you're supporting from behind. We can't make these flat square balls. They get cut out too easily. So if you see this, Harry, try to make sure you're creating depth. So either dropping off to make the angle so you're far away, or if you want to try to get in behind and make those options, that would just mean Nicola would then slide across. And just remember, we always have our goalkeeper Cam. Please remember, he's got better feet than all of us. He can hit a pass from anywhere he wants. That's brilliant. Exactly what I want to see. That was a ripper. Let's watch that one again. It's beautiful. These are exactly the type of balls that we want. So you see how wide Marco was? It's exactly what we want to see. He was wide. He then has the time and space to do whatever he wants. So unlucky to not score that. Don't mind me with this. So yeah, when I talk about early crosses, this is an incredible cross. These are so scary for defenders because you're running onto it, and these guys are smart enough to run to the back post like they have. It's such a scary ball because Nicola, if he clears it, it might be an own goal. It's out for a corner. These guys are running onto it. If Nicola missed that by just missed the ball, he'd be onto it. It'd be a goal. So when we say early crosses, and do we see how he whipped it inside of his foot? And we see the curl on it, bang, it starts to curl. So that is a brilliant type of cross, and the crosses that I am looking for when we say to cross the ball. Good. What I'd like to see here, Kobe, is a change of pace, bang, direct forward run, commit to it, commit to it, commit to it. Sprint your butt off, and this should be a goal. So if we make these types of balls, sprint your butt off, we see how we're both sitting here. To be fair to Kobe, Zach, Kobe can't really see you, Zach, so maybe you should be the one making that dart through. But look at this. This must be run into. Like, it's goal every day of the week. But just as a rule of thumb, Kobe, we always say pass forward, sprint forward. So make that run in behind. Really try to get here because we need to be able to feed these balls in this way. With these passes, Marco, on the floor. Because even if someone was there, they're not scoring it. It's just in their dreams they're going to score the header. So on the floor, we'd want these balls around here for us to run onto. We'll take it. So something we always have to do here is run it in because it might get parried out to left post or right post. It could get parried out here, it could get parried out here, it could get parried out here. Class by Zach, absolute baller, brilliant player. So yeah, Mark, that's just something you got to be aware of. I didn't commentate on it, but you could kind of see that that pass was going to happen. So just be careful of that. There's certain always type of rules, but most football is mostly nuanced in terms of the fact that it depends on the situation, whether you go mark their fullback, or whether you mark their winger, or if you mark their striker. You kind of have to read the game and get used to knowing, okay, what is the opposition probably going to do, and how can I prevent them from doing it? So see, this is brilliant by Zach. So many times players will watch this run and they will just let the defender get there first. You must get to the ball first. So a brilliant job to get to the ball first. Zach is phenomenal. What I'd like to see here, Marco, is we have to ensure, Marco, you make wider runs. So I don't want that run, Marco. What I want to see is you do this. I want you to arc and opening up your pitch. You're opening up, you're moving in this sort of way where you're opening up and you're seeing the entire pitch as you run here. Because if you run here, any pass that goes out here, you're running backwards out of the pitch. So first and foremost, wingers. When we win the ball, it's a direct run to open up the pitch straight away. Because just imagine, Marco, how is Zach going to get that ball through to you? He's got to somehow feed it through there, which his foot is already, the opposition foot, it's just impossible. So number one rule, Marco, as soon as we win the ball, we must open up. So then the ball can land in front of us for us to run onto, rather than landing it on our head or our back or somewhere where we can't see the ball. So Zach is an absolute bowler. So he can whip things out anywhere. But it's so much harder. A normal player wouldn't have given you the ball and gotten you the ball. And even this, how he done it perfectly, it's still very difficult because you can't see the ball. It's coming from over your head. You've got no idea where the ball is. So that's just as a rule of thumb. Open up the pitch really, really big as soon as we have it. And for instance, you want it. Don't run behind the defender. Start opening up. And you might see that he can just play to your feet straight away. Potentially, who knows. So for example, if you started opening up already, it'd just be direct to your feet. Then you dribble. It's 10 times easier. So let's watch that back. So we're marking, going well. We've just won it. Directly open up the opposite way, marker. You made the run, so you knew that Zach had it, but you ran the opposite way, the wrong way, and that made it 10 times harder. Zach managed it because he's a bowler, but it makes life harder. Let's see how we're pressing. Let's see if we're pressing correctly. Well done, Marco. Perfect by Marco. Perfect by Marco. He's done well. Zach's followed up well. Perfect. So do you see how Marco's come on a good angle where he's arced his run a little bit, forcing him back? I love that Marco because this cuts out the pass to this person here. Brilliant. Good player. He somehow does get it to him anyway. Brilliant by Zach to see and commit. So technically it shouldn't be Zach doing this job. Our left defender, Nicola. Once we press and we commit. Because this is their left winger. We must commit onto this player, Nicola. Because Zach should actually be worrying about this guy in the middle. But that's fine. So Zach, like I said before, there's certain rules and laws. But in the moment, you kind of have to read the game for yourself. So Zach read it and he did well. But generally, because Zach committed, we've kind of left the midfielder in here. It worked because we trapped them, but just know there is this threat in the middle that Zach left. But it worked out. So you see this guy here. So that's who Zach's player is. Where Nicola, we want our left defender pushing up on the winger. Then the center defender slides across. Our right defender slides across. So we're trapping it on that left side. Put me down here. So we're trapping it here. So we want to all slide across, push over on this pitch. On this area of the pitch where we're trapping it. So if we press hard together. It's not attacker goes, defender stays. It's all together. If you press, you got to press properly. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So, for example, here it would be Nicola pushing on. Then Harry sliding across, Isaac sliding across. He's not a threat at the moment. And if we press correctly, these guys shouldn't get their head up and even see and be able to hit this player over here. So once again, hopefully we can ride just 5 seconds early. So perfect, cool. Alright, so it should be Nicola pushing on, not letting their winger get it, so we commit. Once we press, we commit. Then Harry slides across a little bit, and then Isaac slides across a little bit. Okay, so us two defenders have slid across, Nicola's gone and pressed, Harry's covering, Isaac slides across. So we don't need to worry about this guy if we're trapping it on the left side. Okay, it's a very important rule about football. When we're pressing, we commit on that side. We press, we cover, we balance, or I say slide across. Alright, does that make sense? Because Zach did leave his man in the middle. It worked out, it went well, but it's not generally what we want to see. So once again, defenders, Nicola, Isaac, Harry, we must see where this ball is about to go. Once it goes, we commit and we press. Because we're all on the same page, we know what we're doing. If it goes long, we adjust. Bang. As soon as that happens, we commit. Kobe commit, make him play backwards. If the ball's on the right-hand side, now the ball's on the right. Nicola, you would be sliding across to the right. Harry would be sliding across to the right. And then Isaac on the right back would be pressing onto his right winger. And Zach is marking his midfielder. And even Marco is sliding across because we're pressing. We're trapping it on the right-hand side. So really rewind this and re-listen to it again. Okay, so it's committed to the left. It's gone to the left. That means our right winger is pressing that left defender. Perfect. Our attacker, our striker, is marking the midfielder. Perfect. Marco slide across because we're trapping on this side and we don't want this out here. So you want to kind of be in a happy medium of if it does about to get played here, you can win it. If it does get to play out here, you can go try to steal and put the pressure on. This is the left defender. Their left wing is about over here. So Isaac's pushing onto that left winger. Harry's sliding across, Nicola's sliding across, and we're trapping it on the left side. And we're not letting it out. Kobe's not letting it out. Marco's not. We're trapping it here. Does that make sense? We don't want to allow this pass out to this player. We don't want to let the left defender play the left winger and then Isaac or Nicola's just letting that winger have the ball. No, we are up them. We are pressing, we're going tight, we're trapping it, and we're going in hard and fast. As soon as you half-heart it, they break out, and then we're really dead. Perfect. Well done. So brilliant press. Exactly everything went well. So that is why we scored, is because we pressed well. Everything went well. We had Marco sliding across perfectly. Zach was marking the midfielder. He tried to play to the midfielder, and Zach won it because he was marking perfect. If this guy tried to play out to the left winger, I would have hoped Isaac was marking their winger correctly. And there may even be a way to see. This is me playing around with these tools. But I would like to see what we're doing here, just because it's such an important point about our press. Can we do it effectively? Let me let this load first. Alright, so we've got a perfect view here. I don't think I can draw, or maybe I can draw with a different tool. Let me see. Alright, we're on to the goal here. So, Isaac's in a good spot. He could even be a little bit here, just because we want to make sure if it does go long, actually, there's no striker, so we're fine. If Harry was one-on-one at the back, Isaac might need to drop a teeny weeny bit, just so if it does go long, Isaac and Nicola can come in. Okay. In saying that, it's totally fine. So let it play. Still learning these tools, Lord Almighty. Good. Okay. So as soon as it goes, then we commit, where Isaac presses on tight, Harry can slide over a little bit, Nicola can slide over a little bit. Okay, and then Marco's trapping in, Zach's pressing, Kobe's pressing, and we're on for goal. So this is brilliant. Okay, see how close Isaac is to that player? If it's on the left side, Nicola, if it goes out this side, that's how close I want you. I want you really marking this player. So just like Isaac is, Nicola. So there's a few times where it feels scary, but when we press, it's the risk. We have to press. If they go over our head, it's the risk. Hopefully Harry or Cam clear it out. But Nicola, if it does go short out this way, I really want you super touch tight on this player. Harry's going to come over, then Isaac would come over. In this case, it's gone to the right. So Isaac man on man. Harry can slide over a little bit. Nicola can slide over a little bit. Marco can slide over a little bit. Zach, mark your man really closely. So this is perfect. All right. I'll go back. That's the question. All right, continue. And the reason, sorry to harp on this point so much, but it's the most crucial part. The reason, so this guy beat Kobe well. The clearer option for this play is to go to the left winger. But because Isaac was marking his player so tight, this guy hesitated and didn't want to play that person. So Nicola, if you don't mark your player like Isaac did, this guy would have just played straight out to your man. He would have faced up. We wouldn't have scored. They would have had the chance to score. So that's why I'm trying to highlight this point so heavily, is because it's the risk we need to take to get the goal. Because otherwise, if Isaac was sitting off really, really deep, he would have played out to the winger, and the press is dead, and we lose straight away. All right, but Isaac pressed on his man really, really tight. Zach did well. Marco did well. Brilliant. Sorry about harping on that point so much, but it's it's super important, and we no longer need to talk about pressing because we've just rewind that 1,000 times. We explained everything you need to know about pressing. Straight away marker get wider. So even this marker, once again, I need you still arcing it way wider. I need you coming out here. So straight away, that's what I want. Same with the other winger, because then there's no chance of it going behind you. If it goes in front of you, you can then run onto it at speed. Not sure about that. If we have the win, throw it out, Cam. We really don't want to give away possession that easy. One thing I'd say is, Isaac, don't run away. Nicola, get to his left and right. So once again, if the goalie has the ball, left and right is what we play out from. Well, is an option that we have. So Nicola gets to the left of the goalkeeper, right defender gets to the right of the goalkeeper, Harry's in a good spot, Zach's still getting there. So this is a good sign to Cam to probably say, hey, look, maybe we need to slow it down, maybe. Or try to hit the winger, not the striker, because there is no striker. So that's a bit of an awareness thing, where we hit it straight down the guts, not to the wings. And if it's not on, hold it, Cam, relax. Then play it to your left to right defender, or throw it to your midfielder. Because we have no subs, Cam, you're killing us by giving away possession. Because now we're running and defending again, and we haven't got the legs to do so. Although it does give us a chance to press their goal kick, it's not the end of the world. But it's not really how we want to play. So I just want to. So I'm just looking at the other goal over here in the far corner on the other pitch by Ali, I reckon. What a player! Don't get too high, Marco. So that's the threat. Nicola got there, so that's okay. But that's the threat about Marco with the press. You want to position yourself in a way, but just going here, you're still super close to this guy, but you're preventing this pass out, which is what we want. We don't want to allow this pass out. It's too good of a pass. So just check your shoulder. Kobe as well. Check your shoulder and see if you're blocking the pass. Because if you're not blocking the pass, we will be in danger for sure. Once again, let's see if this works. Alright, so from here, for example, we want to make sure that Kobe, we're preventing this pass to this player. So stand in a way where you're physically blocking. You can check your shoulder and making sure you're standing exactly in between the player with the ball and the winger. So for you, Marco, you're not blocking that at all. So can we move in a way where we're standing in between the person with the ball and who they're passing to? Then if they do decide to play short, you're still pretty close to be able to press that player. And once they play short, Nicola's going to press on, Harry's going to slide across, Isaac, you'd slide across. Once it commits to one side. So once it goes this side, we commit, we slide, and we win the ball. And if it goes this side again, Kobe, you'd slide even more over. Okay, so once again, wingers, Kobe, Marco, whoever plays wing, please ensure you block the pass to the winger by standing in a position where you're blocking that pass. So stand here, block the pass. If it goes short, Nicola presses on, Harry slides across, Isaac slides across, and Kobe, you'd slide in as well, you tuck in. And we're really congesting it on this side. But Nicola's done well to put the pressure on, but it went past him. Oh God, sorry. Okay. Coulda, shoulda. Totally fine. We had so many chances to win. Can't complain. We did well. We did really, really well. Bit of a sloppy touch. Got lucky there. Let's see if I press this again. So that's exactly the issue we're talking about. Is we're allowing that pass out. So Kobe, quickly get to your spot. So this is an exact example. That's why I'm harping on about this so much, because that is so easy. We can't let that. We have to block this pass. It allows them out too easy. We should be able to stop this goalkeeper from playing out a million times over. We have the ability to prevent this from happening. We really should have won this match. We had all the ability and time to win this match. That is offside by a mile. No, maybe not. Alright, so playing from the back, woeful. So, Isaac, close. Nicola, close. Harry, receive behind the defender. Okay, so, Harry, we want you back here. We want you receiving in behind. This is a great pass, but it goes to no one because Harry, you're not here. Isaac, you're not. We want you here. Nicola, we want you here. And Cam, you've got a strong enough kick to probably even set it back further. You probably don't need to put the ball so high because your kick is brilliant. So playing it from the back is really important because we wasted this opportunity. Set it probably in the middle of the box, just so we're far away from these guys. Then Isaac, get to the close right. Nicola, get to close left. The reason is because, Nicola, if you receive the ball here, one, the ball gets to your feet so quickly so you can control, you can face the ball, or you can face forward and know that you got the ball under control before this guy's pressed you. Okay. Once again, if this guy's getting really close to you, Cam and Nicola, Cam, just simply put the ball back here, and then Nicola and Isaac here. Ball goes to you. As you get pressed, there's such a big range of angles for you to play through to the winger. But Nicola, if you receive where you are, once again, let's go to the panoramic view. One moment. So if you receive the ball here, Nicola, and this guy presses you here, and he's right here, your only option is out this way. And Marco may not get to that spot here. He might not get there so easily. But if you receive the ball here and he presses you directly, there's so much angle to play out to Marco to receive. So the more central we receive, the more centrally we're going to get pressed, and that means we can play out to these areas so much easier. But if you get the ball here, by the time the ball does get to you, Nicola, you're going to get pressed and intercepted. And even if you don't, and you have the ball under control, if this guy's standing in front of you, it's going to be really hard to play to Marco. It's going to be nearly impossible because his legs are probably going to block anything that isn't, there. So Marco's not going to get there for that pass. So receive here, as you get pressed, Marco opens up, and these angles are so easy to pass to. Same goes for Isaac. If you receive here, in this spot, it's so much easier to play out to Kobe because you're not going to. These angles are going to be more open. Okay, does that make sense? Get close to the cam. As you get pressed, it's easy to play out. Rewind that if you didn't understand. I don't want to keep repeating myself 1,000 times over. Well done. Great physicality, Harry. Absolute beast. We may end it here just because those are the main things we spoke about, is that pressing and playing out from goal kick. It's pretty much the only things I really care about learning properly, but let's watch this actually. Let's watch the goals. Let's see what went wrong. Yeah. Alright. So here once again got caught off. When I say press man on man and tight, we have to ensure that we're still behind the defender. So we want to be behind the defender close. So if the ball does go, we're right on them. Okay. So we definitely don't want to be in front of this defender. That is where one issue happens, and pretty much every week that kind of happens. So just be careful, Nicola. I'd much prefer you just forcing them backwards rather than trying to get in front and intercepting the ball. Okay, because all the goals that happen is when they play through balls in behind us, and we're not goal side, and they get there first because they're faster. So once again, Harry, you're not goal side. Nicola, you're not goal side. I'm telling you, pretty much the only way people score are through these passes or just by bad luck and just crappy football. So this is where we get caught out week in, week out. Very lucky there. Each week it happens. So please ensure, let's watch that again, because this is pretty much the biggest learning point we have to understand, and I just keep trying to say it, but we shall keep trying. So because it's back to the goalkeeper, Nicola, we actually don't know what side it's going to go. So we don't need to commit. So like I said before, in terms of committing to that one side, number one, Nicola, you still need to be goal side and make sure he's in front of you, number one. Number two, it actually hasn't gone to their fullback. And so that means we don't commit because we don't know where it's going to go, and the goalkeeper is probably going to hoof it long. That's just what the goalkeepers do. So if it does get played short out to their fullback and Marco's pressing, then yes, we commit, but still, Nicola, only commit in a way that we're goal side and the defender's in front of us. Okay. Once the ball's been played to our defender, get up close to him, put pressure on the back of his back, and make sure you can stick a foot in. but you don't want to get in front of that defender because it's so much riskier, because all the goals that we know though is because they're faster and they're running behind us. So, to clarify, number 1, make sure you're always goal side and keep the defender in front. Number 2, we only commit Nicola once it goes to the fullback. If the goalkeeper has it, what do we mention from a goal kick? The half spaces. Do you remember me saying about the half space? For this very reason, we need to be goal side in the half space rather than trying to press and block passing lanes to that player. We want to mark goal side. So let's rewind here. So we'll break this down play by play just because it's super important. Cool. So it's back to the goalkeeper, so we shouldn't be committing. No one should be committing. So this is totally Harry's out of position actually, and Isaac should be a little bit closer here. So if Harry was here, much better. So Isaac's in the half space between marking the winger and covering Harry. Nicola back in here to be in the half space between covering Harry and pressing the defender, because the goalkeeper has it. We don't know if it's going to go left and right. This guy could hoof it to the left, he could hoof it to the right, could hoof it anywhere. We don't know. So if the goalkeeper has it centrally, we don't know if it's left or right, so we can't commit. If it did go to this player and Marco pressed, then you could come here, Nicola, and still be goal side, waiting for them to pass. If they did pass Nicola, then you can go closer and once again stay goal side, but see if you can stick a foot in, see if you can try to steal the ball. But Harry, we need you here. 1, it will make your life easy in terms of running, and it's just way safer. So we don't want this, Harry. We need you back here. So you are goal side, the defender's in front. If the ball does go to this defender, by the time it does, you can take 2 steps and actually win the ball. So that needs to be fixed as soon as possible, because that's pretty much the only way we have been conceding. So once that's fixed, life will be easier. So really think about your positioning, Harry, and Nicola, be careful about when you commit. Hopefully that makes more sense. So here we see, cool, overcommitted. We don't need to commit. He's gone goal side of you. Game over, we dead. Harry's dead. He's not goal side either. So once again, at this instance, we should still be around here, Nicola, and Harry, you should be around here. And Isaac, you should be maybe slowly creeping over a little bit this way. Alright. And once that ball got played, we should have still had Harry about here, so he would have been in front. Isaac could have been a little bit over, but he still wouldn't have been helping. And then Nicola, we should have kept being goal side of this player. So that's where that went wrong. And they didn't score from this opportunity, but trust me, that happens about a billion times a game. It's the #1 issue that we have. Okay, so can we try to fix that as soon as possible? And then other than that, that is pretty much all we need to learn. There's probably nothing else to talk about. But we'll skip ahead, see what else happens. Be careful of diving in, Harry. You're very strong, it's really good, but be careful of the 1-2s. So we always have to track the runner. So as soon as someone passes that ball, if he's the one we're marking, we have to continue to mark that player. So as you press, slow down, Harry, and then you have to follow that run with this player. It didn't go to him, but it could have easily gone a 1-2. I'm just trying to watch this and I'm trying to understand why we got overloaded. Alright, so Kobe, this started from you. Bum, 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 bum. The reason I'm stopping and pausing is because Nicola's got 2 people on him and we're trying to figure out why he's got 2 people on him. And this is a part of being a coach, it's a part of being a player and analysing why is Nicola overloaded. 4 people up front because their left defender has pushed up the pitch. Give me a minute. Alright, I'll watch this like 100 times. So there's not much you can do in this situation, just because whenever you get beat 1v1, especially twice, it kills it for all the other defenders, because then someone else has to go mark your play that because you never beat. So for example, Kobe's been beat. This is technically Kobe's player. Then Zach got beat also. And so what should be happening is Harry's marking this player, Nicola's marking that player. I don't want Marco and Kobe defending. They stay up high and get for the counter attack. But because Marco saw, crap, Nicola's overloaded, Marco tried to cover. And because Zach and Kobe got beat, Harry had to leave his man to press this player. Now left Nicola in a bad situation with 2v1. He managed it well, but it forced Marco to come back, and then it didn't allow Marco to get the counter attack. So, for example, cool. Let's rewatch it again. Kobe got beat, Zach gets beat, and now our defense is stuffed. Now Harry commits. Harry, one thing you should be doing way better is knowing that this is your player, Harry. So when we press, can we press in a way where, one, we want to force them off the pitch? So that's number one, Harry. But two, we want to ensure that we block the pass to other people. Three, we want to force them into our teammates. So Harry, in this situation, can you try to defend and press in a way where you eliminate the pass to this player? Two, can you force them away from the goal? Because we don't want them coming into the goal. So Harry, we're going to force them off the pitch. Three, if you come here, you're forcing them back into Isaac and Zach. So that's a technical defensive error, Harry, by you, where one, because you press front on, and two, you're kind of left Nicola alone. You should have probably been a little bit here anyway, because this is your player, and Nicola's got the player behind. So if you're marking your player a little bit, I don't mind it, the positioning. It's more the pressing. But if you were coming from this angle and pressing, you'd be able to block this pass. Okay. The reason I'm talking about this, because it's pretty important, because I don't want Marco and Kobe tracking back. I want them staying high and wide for their counter attack. Okay. I want Zach, my striker, to come defend, but I want my wingers to stay high. And because Marco knew, and I told Marco, I don't want you defending, but at the right moments, if Nicola needs it, you may just have to make that choice. Marco did a good choice of trying to defend this person, but then he couldn't get there for the counter attack. I just had to try to rewatch that 100 times to figure out, okay, what went wrong. It's because Kobe and Zach got beat. Harry then pressed in a wrong position, and that allowed Nicola to be in a bad situation. It worked out well because Nicola survived it, but that was the issue. Once again, from this situation, Nicola get nice and close, Isaac get nice and close. Because we don't want to get caught in that position. We want to make sure Nicola and Isaac are short, and Cam, if you have to, play short, play deep. Play short, deep to Nicola and to Isaac. Because then once they get pressed, Marco will then be an option for Nicola and Isaac. So playing out from the back has to be a little bit better, because we're just getting trapped here. It's no good. There's nowhere to go from here. Something you can also do. You see, as you throw it, they're going to commit. What you can do is pretend to throw, quickly throw the other side to the other defender. So whether it's to Nicola or Isaac, to Nicola or Marco, pretend to throw to Nicola, then quickly go and throw the other way. That will throw them off balance a little bit. It's an option to just elevate your game. Once again, Harry got caught off not being goal side, so just be careful of that. We don't want to be in this situation, Harry, where you're not goal side of your player. Isaac, the ball's on this side, you should be way over here. So if the ball's on the left, the left defender's more pressing, the center defender's sliding across, the right defender's really sliding across. Okay, or in a better way, Nicola, left defender's pressing, center defender's covering, right defender's sliding. Okay, we're way too far away, Isaac. This is the danger that we're defending. You're way too far away. Okay. So, a bit more here, Isaac, where, yes, you know where this player is, you know where Ryder is, the opposition player, but you're still close enough to cover Harry. Because Harry's covering Nicola, and Isaac, you're covering Harry. As the three defenders, you must be supporting each other as a unit. What I'd like to see is, just because I've seen 1,000 times with opposition free kicks, they just hit it bottom corner 1,000,000 times. We may need to think about having a player standing on the near and far post. Just because I've seen 100 times, the ball just goes slotted in the far and in one of the corners. So something to think about is Isaac or Harry or Nicola or someone. Can we think about having people stand in those corners? Or making sure we set up the wall properly where it really does cover that corner, and then Cam can just cover this corner. So Cam, I want you really ensuring you make that wall properly, or you tell Nicola or somebody or Isaac to stand in one of those posts. So I think that's how we lost in one of the semi-finals last term or last year. Just got slotted in the bottom corner, very upsetting. Once again, Nicola or Isaac get closer. Harry, I don't want you here. So Harry, when we have the ball, I don't want you goal side, getting behind them. Yeah. When we lose the ball, yeah, get goal side and defend. So I want you here, Harry. Receive these balls on the half turn, then you can bounce out to Marco or bounce out to Nicola, and it's game on. I don't want my centre defender here. When we have the ball, get in the midfield, get in behind these defenders. We'll end it here, we'll let us see how it plays out, but we'll end it here then. Alright, so another reason why I want Isaac much closer, Nicola much closer. Because the ball gets to your feet much easier and quicker. By the time you've controlled it, there's a defender right on you. And the angle to play to Kobe is much harder. What I'd like to see here though, Kobe, is a one-time bounce to our midfielder. So, playing out, Harry, I want you trying to come and receive and demand the ball. Kobe, in these wide areas, especially when playing at the back, I want to see a bounce and then go, Kobe. Bounce to the midfield and go. So Harry's in actually a really, really good spot. He should have got the ball. So I don't want you trying to control and turn and beat the defender. Bounce your midfielder and send it. Like, run, Kobe. Run down that line and get it again. Because this is their left defender. There is nothing but space behind this guy. And let's have a look. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Have a quick little look. Alright, voila. So, as mentioned, there is nothing but miles and billions and trillions of space. Because he has to come press you. That's their press. They're committing to the press. So what we're going to see here, first time bounce inside. So this would be whether we win or lose. So we conceded, but really we should have scored. So this is why I say about one decision can either change the game, whether we lose that goal or we score that goal. So it should be a bounce and then run like hell, Kobe. Just sprint. So bounce and go, and you're gonna get it. Whether it goes to Zach, then goes to you, or whether it goes to Harry and back to you, Kobe. But we need to bounce out quick with the press. All right. So it's a bounce and send it, Kobe. Let's see what you do. I forget what you do. Yeah, so you take a touch. With that, when they're high pressing, it's too hard to control. It's too hard to do any of that. That's why we try to do one touch. When we make you do one touch football, for these very reasons. So as mentioned, as I presumed, there's loads of space in behind. He's committing. He knows it's gone to one side, like we teach you guys to do. We trap them on one side. They've trapped us. Can we bounce our midfielder? Harry's in a perfect spot, incredible positioning. Bounce Harry and go. Then we would have won. So there it goes. One decision decides whether we lose or win, and etc. All right. We'll end it there. Already pretty long, but I spent a lot of time with you guys on this video. A lot of it's very, very important and shows and really details why we didn't win the game. All right.